Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
A second to kind of hear what the solution is to the issue. I mean, I see y'all asking the question. Do y'all want to hear the solution? We got the solution. We got the solution.
Bring it on.
Okay, give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28. We got the solution right here. You want the answer? We got the answer. The prophet's going to show our people how to stop.
That's right.
Leviticus 19 and verse 17.
Bring it on.
We're going to show our people how to stop and give them the solution. Y'all got the question, we got the solution.
That's right.
Bring it out. But our people don't want to hear the solution.
Right.
Give me that, Leviticus 19.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Hey, you hear that, brothers and sisters? It says, thou shalt not hate. You marching up and down the street ain't gonna change anything if you're not changing our minds.
Right.
If our minds still the same, we gonna be in the same condition.
Wake them up.
Just marching up the street, just protesting that against gun violence. But the way we protest is keep these commandments.
That's right.
And this is a commandment that I'm reading to you. Read that.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Correct your neighbor. If you would just correct your brother, correct your sister. If you just tell them, hey bro, that's wrong. Hey, sis, stop pouring yourself out. Stop prostituting your daughters.
Right.
These are things that we should be telling one another in our communities. If we love one another.
Right.
Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Hey, you hear that, bro? And not suffer sin. So, let the motorcycle go by. So for me to deal with you and you to deal with me, right? It's for you to correct me when I'm wrong and me to correct you when you're wrong, right? Read it from the top again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You know who your brother is? Who's your neighbor? Because a lot of people say, hey, give me that in Matthews. Hold what you got, hold that. Give me a Matthews where it says, love thy brother. I believe it's Matthews 5 and 43. Because a lot of people, they misconstrue these scriptures, right?
That's right.
And they say that our neighbor is everybody on the planet Earth.
Wake them up.
Wake them up.
He said that his father and everybody was people into the church. Like, you know, whenever they was outside the church and they was trying to get him to come out.
Yeah. And he said, who is my father? Who is my brother?
He said, these are my mother and my father.
But those who keep the commandments, right? So read that, Matthew 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 43.
Bring it out.
Ye have heard that been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.
So it was said that you should love your neighbor and hate thine enemy, right? This is where they get it wrong. Read it.
But I say unto you, love thy enemy, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And
so this is where the people say, okay, if the so-called white man is despitefully using me, that's my enemy, I have to love him. But it's not talking about the other nations, bro.
That's right.
It's talking about the people of your own people,
That's
of your
right.
own household. Read on.
and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your fathers, which is in heaven.
Which is in heaven. Go back to Leviticus. Give me that. Leviticus 19. See, the thing is, black people, we like to pose the question out there to the audience, right? But when it comes to getting the answer, we already think that in our heads that we already got the answer. The answer is we're going to go out here and protest and march up and down the street and get the attention of the so-called white man, and he's going to hear us. But you can't talk to a people who has no conscience.
T-Jock.
The other nations, they have no conscience towards you. They have no conscience of saving you, of bringing you out of the ghetto. But for anything, they're going to make more projects. They're going to make more ghettos. And they're going to say, let them kill themselves. Let them sell crack to themselves.
T-Jock.
And then they're going to put more police. That's how they're making money. By building more hospitals, more police force. But the thing they won't do is build more schools.
That's right.
To educate you of who you truly are. Hey, I once heard a man yesterday say, I'm gonna get a little thing with you. I heard a man yesterday with a Keep America Great Again hat on, right? And the brother was saying to a sister, he said he liked my hat. And the sister, she kind of looked back, she said, nah, I don't like, I'm not with him. And he said, why are you not with him? And the sister said, because I just don't like Donald Trump. And he said, did you know that Donald Trump has put more into money into historical black colleges, right? That was his argument, right? And the sister's like, oh no, I didn't know that. Now, you gotta think about this. Who owns the historical black colleges?
That's right.
White people. Whose name is on the historical black colleges? White people. Howard University, named after General Oates Howard. That's right. A white general.
That's right.
So even the college is named after white people. Joseph C. Smith, owned by 2 white people. So the historical, he didn't do us a favor by putting money into the historical black college. He did his own people a favor by keeping the money in his own community.
Right.
But the sister didn't know that. Yeah, hey, they ain't actually the right people. Because we're gonna educate all people. Hey, Leviticus 19, read that again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Now, that rebuke, in Christian church, they use that rebuke as a magic term. I rebuke you, Satan. That means, alakazam, alakapoo. You disappear, right? The rebuke of the Bible means to correct one another.
Right. That's right.
That's what it means to rebuke.
That's right.
Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Bear any grudge. If we kept this one commandment, it would stop black on black violence.
Right.
To bear any grudge. You know, the majority of our brothers and sisters who are killed is because another brother is holding to a grudge. Man, he slept with my girl. But hey, that's the top of the commandment right there, to love one another. So if I love you, I'm not going to sleep with your wife. You're not going to sleep with my wife, right? I'm not going to hurt your children. You're not going to hurt my children, right? Because we're the same people. Read on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thy Lord. Excuse me. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
So I am the Lord. You should love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, what's some ways that you love your neighbor?
Tell you the truth. I ain't saying I ain't got no love for my neighbor. But I got about as much love for my neighbor as I got for my mama. Especially so,
okay.
You know, if something happens or whatever, I keep it moving. Like, I ain't gonna stop and give CPR and none of that. You know, you might have coronavirus. I might die trying to help you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you how you love your neighbor according to the Bible. Give me 2 John verse 6. We're gonna go back to this. 2 John verse 6. We're gonna show you how to love your neighbor.
That's right.
And then from there, give me 1 John 5 and 3. 2 John 6. Because you gotta understand, God tells you how to love him. Christ tells you how to love him. God tells you how to love your neighbor. All in that order. Read.
The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6.
No, it's 2 John should have this one. Yeah, there you go.
And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that ye have heard from the beginning. Ye should walk in it.
So we heard this commandment from the beginning.
That's
It was
right.
always told to Israel how to love our neighbor, right?
Teach out.
Right.
But we have never kept this commandment in our community.
That's right.
That's why we're at odds today. That's why when the so-called black man sees another black man, he'll say, "What you looking at?" We can't even look at one another without getting some kind of attitude back and forth.
That's why I'm going to say, how can I love somebody who hates me so much?
Right, right. But the thing is, who taught us to think that way? But you gotta think about during this time right here. During this time. The time of book breaking, the time of they raping and lynching our children, the time of miseducation, the time of the Northern Kingdom, Gad, the so-called Native American Indians, kill the Indian and save the child. Who taught us how to hate one another? Because those attributes are things that we're learned. We're learned how to hate one another. We're learned that we're niggas. Those bad words that he was reading in Deuteronomy. What you got?
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him.
So whoso hateth his brother, this a thought of hating you is I'm a murderer. I'm a murderer. This isn't the thought of hating you. Read on.
Hereby perceiveth we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
For the brethren. So for me to actually love you is for me to go the extra mile and actually will put down my life for your life.
That's right.
That's real love. That's real love right there. So we've been taught this during slavery. We've been taught this. Give me that 2 Corinthians chapter 11. I want you to understand. The so-called white man, the world calls this who today? Who does the world call this? When they see this image, what does the majority of all people say this is? Who this is? Hey, how you doing, brother? I'm ain't gonna leave you. Hey, brother, as you're walking down the street, who does the world say this is? Okay, so you know that, but who does the world say it is?
Right.
They say it's Jesus Christ. They say it's Jesus Christ. Give me that 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 3.
Teach out. Bring it out.
Yeah, I'm about to bring something out about this image who was taught to us falsely.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve.
So the serpent, when you read the serpent, you'll know it's that same spirit that tricked Eve is the same spirit back today trying to trick you that this is Jesus Christ. It's the same people. Read on.
Through his subtlety. So our minds should be corrupt from the simplicity that is Christ, that is in Christ.
The simplicity that Christ is a black man.
That's right.
That's simple to understand.
That's right.
Even you quoted it earlier. He had hair like wool. But that image doesn't depict it on people's mind. You know what image depicts in their mind? When they watch movies like Passion of the Christ, they think, oh, well, even though I'm saying out loud that he's a black man, in my head the picture is of him, the white man, the so-called white man. Because in the Bible, he ain't white.
That's right.
He's red and hairy. Read on.
For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
So for if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, this image was taught to all people all around the world. You can go to Africa, you can go anywhere in the world, China, Japan. They're gonna have a white Jesus.
Teach out.
Read on.
Whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit that ye have not received.
You know that another spirit is in the Christianity church. That another spirit is being effeminate.
That's right.
Being effeminate means that you hate your brother.
Right.
That you're able to show emotions towards your brother and stand up like a man and saying, you know what? He might have stepped on my shoe, but I ain't gonna do nothing. You know, I ain't gonna go off emotions, man. I get a new pair of shoes.
Teach out.
I can't get another brother.
Teach
so
out.
if I kill my brother, I can't get another one of them. Read on.
or another gospel which ye have not accepted.
You know that another gospel is? John 3:16, upside down.
Right.
That God loved the whole earth and every people in it. But God says he only has one chosen people.
That's right.
Okay, read on, we're gonna get that.
Ye might well bear with him.
You bear with him means go with the scriptures against the false doctrines. Read on.
For I suppose I was not a whit behind.
Okay, that's far enough. Give me, is it 1 Ezra 5:23 is what I want. He had one lily, he had one sheep. Is that what I want? So we tell this so-called black man today that you are the true Israelites of the Bible. Hey, did you know that, brother? Did you, that you're the true Jew of the Bible, brother?
Yes, sir. We the true Jews. Our identity been stolen from us. Yes, I know all about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All about it.
So today is the Sabbath day. So we got to keep the Sabbath day. That's all commandments. Read this.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 23. And I said, O Lord, that bears rule over every one of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
So of all the trees of the earth, the Most High God has chosen one vine. One vine. The Most High, he's God. What all people do is they try to make him choose the earth, but he ain't choose the earth.
That's right.
He chose you. Read on.
And of all the lands of the whole earth, the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily.
So of all the flowers that he created on earth, he chose one lily. That's like you, bro. Today, when you come out the house, you say, I'm going to choose this shirt of all the shirts that I have in my closet.
Teach
Of all the shoes that I own, I'm going to choose this pair of shoes. Read on.
And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast fulfilled thee one. And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river.
So of all the seas, of all the oceans, the Most High chose one river. This is the Jordan. Read on.
And of all the builded cities, thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
So Zion is Jerusalem unto himself. What that's talking about. Jerusalem unto himself. Read on.
And of all the flowers that are created, thou hast named thee one dove. And of all the cattle,
So of all the fowls that he created, of all the birds, he named him one dove. Read on.
and of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
So he named one sheep, right? You get the continuation of one. Read on.
And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people.
So of all the people that's on the earth, the Most High God says he only has one people.
Teach, Jock.
And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou givest a law that is approved of all.
So he gave one people a law that's approved of all.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.